Yo, 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 what is going on, Raider Nation? We're back at it with another video, man. We're pretty much going to address who is going to fill in the shoes for Christian Wilkins, since we know he probably isn't going to play, the season, depending on if he gets that surgery or not. That could be a pretty big thing for us this year. And, pretty much just wanted to dress up on that and give you guys a little intake on who I think would fit best in the next man up role to pretty much fill in shoes for Wilkins. But with that being said, guys, just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been rocking with me. You guys been showing love since I've started. Just by that, I'm gonna do a giveaway at 500 subs. I'm going to be giving away 2 Raider hats. So you guys do what you got to do. Share it. Make sure you guys drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you dig what you guys are feeling. And yeah, man, let's get into this. Really appreciate everybody. Really appreciate it. So yeah, man, who will fill the shoes for Wilkins? With Wilkins being out last year, we had looking at this year, we really planned for a lot, especially with Wilkins being able to assist Crosby out on that D line. We looking at that kind of shows you what we're pushing against on our defense. We're trying to really set that edge when it comes to the trenches, which is where games are won, I think. But, with Wilkins being out, it is going to set us back a bit. It is going to make our linebackers have to work a whole lot harder. I'll let you guys know that for sure. But I am happy with the linebackers we did grab. After letting go of Spillane, as a Raider fan, I was heartbroken, just as probably a lot of you guys were. But, when we really look at who we signed, we got Jermaine Pratt, we got Elandon Roberts, we got Devin White, we got, even the backup guys back there, Gainer, those guys like that, man, like those guys are all dogs. As we know, Devin White has a bowl. Jermaine Pratt has went to Super Bowl, has not won. And as we know, Elandon Roberts got a bowl as well. So we really have some veteran experience when it comes down to that linebacker room, which I'm super happy about. I was really worried about that position as the year started, just based on last year as well, especially letting go in Spillane. I was really wondering who's going to fill in for Spillane. You know what I mean? But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Wilkins. I'm just saying, with Wilkins being gone, that linebacker room is going to have to work a little bit harder, I feel like. But like I said, vets back there, I feel a whole lot comfortable with that. So here's I just wanted to pull up the depth chart for you guys real quick. Let's kind of just look at some of these names. You know what I mean? So oh shit, my bad. That's Tonka. Let's go back here real quick. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 minute. Jack this up. So yeah, guys, let's just take a look at this depth chart really quick. Kind of see what guys we have back there in depth that can fill in that next man up. Take a look at this. So on the defense, defensive end, of course, Max Crosby. We have Charles Snowden back there as the backup number 2. Ovi, Jaw Joyner, he's a dog. I feel like he should probably be up there in the 3rd or 2nd, to be honest. And this is the part where we're addressing, guys. Christian Wilkins on the left defensive tackle. Lecky Fotu, he has some experience in the league. Do I think he's the guy to come and do it for us? I don't think so. But he does have a little bit of experience, so he can kind of coach up these younger guys. And really, the guys I'm really looking forward to seeing is Tonka, JJ, and Jonah Lalu. Those are the guys I'm really looking forward to. I heard Laki Tassi, he's a big boy and he's pretty athletic. I just don't see him starting anytime soon, especially this year. Coming from the sport that he did come from, it's going to take some time to kind of learn, the whole NFL aesthetic role to it. But yeah, man, the guys I'm looking forward to backing up Wilkins or filling in those shoes. Lecky Fotu, I'm not really too much of a fan on that one. I just don't think he has what it takes to really kind of be anywhere close to Wilkins or what he has going on. Guy I was really interested in last year, especially towards the end of the year, was Jonah Lalu. Just the way he stepped up, he balled out. And I feel like, with the offseason and him working with Butler and all these guys like that, nothing but experience coming his way. I feel like he's a really good asset to this team. JJ Pegues, man, I feel like he's the sleeper right here. I feel like JJ Pegues, he's a big boy. He has what it takes, knows how to move around. Um, but once again, it's going to be really hard to kind of compare these guys to Christian Wilkins. Also, another guy I know a lot of people are kind of against him and don't really like what he's been doing. I know they have showed some reports where Tonka has been picking it up a little bit, but let's kind of just dive into what what Tonka did out in college, um, because he I don't know. I feel like Tonka kind of has a good chance. Pegues has a good chance. But I have been hearing a little bit of talks about Hemingway, so this is why I wanted to bring him up really quick. So on the defensive side, let's see, he had 17 solo tackles in the 2024 season, 8 assisted tackles, 1 pass deflection, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and that's pretty much it for him. Nothing really stands out too much. But at least he's in there doing what he has to do. Especially the year before that, 19 tackles, 13 assists, 7 pass deflections. I mean that's what we can use on this line, and a sack and a half, 0 forced fumbles. So he has some potential. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not too scared about Tonka stepping up in there. But like I keep saying, man, it's going to be hard to kind of fill those shoes in on Wilkins. Just knowing what Wilkins can do, what he's done in the past, it's just going to be really really hard to get in there and kind of do what he's done. But you never know, man. With these rookies, they're hit and miss. Sometimes you could find a diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? Or it could be the next bust. Hopefully, that's not hit this time. I know we kind of we've had to have very much luck with the drafts lately, besides the Brock Bowers pick, which I feel like that was a surprising pick as well. But yeah, this is JJ Pegues, guys. 2021 played in Auburn, um, 11 solo tackles, 5 assists, no sacks. 2022 transferred over to Ole Miss, and this is when he kind of stepped it up, I would say, a little bit in his career. 2022 he got 15 solo tackles, 11 assists, 2 pass deflections, 3 sacks. 2023, 18 solo tackles, 24 assists, which is that's pretty good. 3 pass deflections is what I like to see, and we need to get them hands up. 3.5 sacks. And the last year, before the draft, 18 solo tackles, 24 assists, 0 pass deflections, 3.5 sacks. So I feel like JJ Pegues, you know what I mean? He kind of has a steady role here with the Raiders. He's another guy that, I'm pretty excited to see. I want to see him get some starting reps for sure, especially with Wilkins going down. I'm expecting to see a lot of these guys kind of share the field with each other. You know what I mean? To kind of see who's going to be that next man up, depending on how long Wilkins will be out. Hopefully, it's not too long. And just for everyone who, because there's been a lot of debate on should Wilkins get it. It's if the doctor's recommending it, I advise he gets it. You know what I mean? You still have years to play. Get your health right, get your body right. You know what I mean? Don't over abuse yourself and then you not be able to do nothing for the next 2-3 years just because you kind of overdid it, abused yourself, didn't take care of your body, didn't take care of your health, even your mental as well. You know what I mean? So if you can just take care of it now, miss half a season, maybe a full year, hey, that's fine. Come back strong, better. You know what I mean? Come back better next time. You know what I mean? And that's really what it's all about when it comes to football, man. You just want to get better every day. I know that's what my coaches would say as well. You want to get pushed to be better every day than what you were yesterday. And if that means he has to sit out, man, and do his time on the bench while he recovers, then hey, so be it. You know what I mean? The shoe fits. You just got to lace it up. But here's a guy also that I'm really high on. I think he really turned up for us last year. Especially with what he was given, and like I said, our team was just in a shithole. But yeah, I mean, 15 solo tackles, 20 assists, 1 sack, 3 pass deflections, 5 stuffs. So I mean, Jonah Lalu, he really showed us some spurts, especially the end of the season, he really went in there and did his thing. I can't hate on Jonah. I think he'd be a really good backup for Wilkins to go in there and fill those shoes. And I think honestly, Tonka, I feel like he's pretty good too. You know what I mean? Of course, none of these guys are top 5, top 10, whatsoever. Um, but with just going through their track record and seeing the schools that they played at, and what they did, just and then seeing what they have come into the Raiders with our defensive coach, Patrick Graham, Carroll. I feel like our coaches and our coordinators, linebacker coaches, I feel like they can really turn these young guys into something great. Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues, Jonah Lalu. I mean, that'd be really good. And even guys, if we seen, and I know a lot of people don't like this man just based on what this man has done with the Raiders, and I totally agree. I feel like Tyree Wilson, he really needs to come in here and prove himself. But even moving Tyree to tackle, you know what I mean, guys, instead of having him at end, because we all know at end, you do need to, have a little finesse to you. You definitely got to have some moves when it comes to swim moves, and things like that. And as we all seen, Tyree Wilson doesn't have any of that. That's why it would kind of make sense for Tyree to switch over to tackle, especially with how big and strong that man is. I feel like he'd be a way better fit at tackle, and it'd be good to try him out, especially since this is, his prove it year. Why not, with Wilkins being down? Why not throw Tyree Wilson in there and see what he could do for us? I believe he's on his tail end of his rookie contract. So I mean, after this, we just cut ties with him. But if he works out at tackle, which some guys do that, some guys switch positions and they're better at that spot than they were at the last one. And we have a great head coach, man, that's really good at fitting people where they need to be, putting people into position and things of that nature. But yeah, let's check Tyree Wilson out real quick. 16 games played, 16 solo tackles, 11 assists, 4.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 6 stuffs. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Yeah, okay. 4 stuffs. Yeah, I mean, so the last year, there's some things there you can look at and kind of build off of. But when it comes to just overall productivity, as we all know, Tyree Wilson just is not cutting it. But it would be interesting to see him go to tackle, at least try it out, man. And you know what I mean? Because I feel like we have a lot of potential that's better than Tyree Wilson. But just the fact of how big he is and not athletic, but how strong that man is, it would not hurt to have him, especially on the nose either. You know what I mean? Just to kind of fill those gaps for those running backs on the offensive side. Just to get in there and try something new with him, man. Because this might be his last year, as we all know. And that'd be pretty damn interesting. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Appreciate everyone for tapping in. Make sure you guys drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. And yeah, guys, two Raider hats at 500 subs. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Take care.